On today's Market Homesteading, we'll discuss how we prepare our growing medium. The growing medium we use is from Berger. It's BM1 is the name of it. They've got to come up with a better name. They call it their all-purpose mix. It's 3 8/10 cubic feet. It's mostly peat moss with some vermiculite, 90% peat, which is harvested sustainably, or responsibly, I guess is what they call it. We can't find a mix around here with coconut coir, and it's not really one of those things that we want to have shipped long distances. Although this is coming from Canada, it's shipped pretty far, but we can get it at a local store. And the 3 8/10 cubic feet costs us $22.99. To prepare our growing medium, we basically just use a wooden tray. It's got plywood bottom, rough sawn lumber for the sides, and we just have the 3 sides. And this is where we sift our growing medium and where we also fill our trays. The growing medium does have quite a few bits and pieces of twigs and bark in it, so we like to screen it to give us a finer mix. Anything that we screen off, we'll take and we'll throw in our compost pile. And the screen is just made from hardware cloth. So we just took some rough sawed lumber, attached it to the bottom of some boards, making a rough frame. Used some lath just to make sure the hardware cloth was secured. When working with any product that contains vermiculite, you'll really want at least a dust mask to make sure that you're protecting your lungs. So what we do is we'll throw on some soil, some of the growing medium, not soil, onto the screen, and then you can use your hands to press it into the screen. We found a dustpan works pretty well, and we just screen it back and forth, pushing it through. So as you can see, as we screen it, there's bits and pieces of the peat moss, these little twigs. That the screen catches. It doesn't catch it all, but it makes it a lot finer mix to work with, and causes you less problems as you're filling your trays and trying to cover your seeds. If you wanted to, underneath the sifter you could place your trays with your cells and fill directly into those. This is just for demonstrative purposes. These trays need to be washed. We don't like to do this. We like the growing medium wet down first. We don't like to put it in dry. We like to make sure there's a little moisture and then water it again before we actually plant. But you could put your tray right underneath and then sift right into your tray. Screening and filling at the same time. After the growing medium is sifted, we just use a dustpan to push the medium back into the back of the tray. And then we put our flat to the front. This is one that we filled underneath the screen, or started to fill. So just use our dustpan, put some soil on top. Now, when we do this, the soil is wet down, so it's not as dusty. And then, to get the growing medium into the trays, we use a piece of lath. This piece of lath is originally has 4 corners on it. On this side, we've used a wood rasp, to round the corner away, giving it a bullnose shape.
And then we just use the lath to move the growing medium to the cells we want. And we're also pressing down on it to pack down the growing medium into the cells. And then we just use the bull nose on the piece of lath to screen any growing medium off the top. At this point, we'd move the tray, and when you see the outline of the tray, we'd use our dustpan again to move it back. The tray itself, we'd then wet down. We might do that outside on a rack, or we might do it right here depending on the time of year. And we'd expect some of the growing medium to settle, at which point we would add some more on top. But there it is, filling trays, sifting medium, growing medium. This is how we do it. Hope you've enjoyed the video, hope it helps, and happy growing season.